Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Gravel Podcast. I am your host with the most, and today's topic is why Amelia Dimoldenberg did not collaborate with F1 Academy drivers. Now, for those who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about and what the question is, let me give you a little bit of context. Amelia Dimoldenberg is a very popular YouTuber. She has 3.23 million subscribers on her YouTube channel as we speak. And on her channel, the oldest video goes all the way back to 11 years ago. So she's an OG. She's been in the game. You know what I'm saying? And Amelia Dimoldenberg, with her grit and tenacity and hard work and, good humor skills, I guess. I mean, I haven't watched any of her videos, but I guess because she's been around for a long time and you don't stay here and build such a good fan base, I assume, if you're not good. So she's definitely not shit. She's pretty good. And she is now working with Formula One to create a new series, launch an original series known as Passenger Princess. You can see the picture of her on your screen with 2025 Formula One Championship season's leader, Oscar Piastri, and Oliver Bearman, who happens to be my favorite rookie. So in the Passenger Princess series that she is doing with Formula One, she is learning how to drive from some of the best drivers in the world. And two of them happen to be Oscar Piastri, and the other guy is obviously my favorite rookie of the 2025 season, Oliver Bearman. And there are a couple of other drivers. I'm forgetting the name of. George Russell is one of them, I think. Either way, the point is, Amelia Dimoldenberg is now bringing her fan base into Formula One, because her fan base, from the looks of her channel, I haven't watched any of her content as I mentioned earlier, but from the looks of her channel, it's very different than typical motorsport fans. It's not really related to motorsports. She's a comedian, I guess, of some sorts, who interviews famous people and creates like some awkward situation in those interviews and jokes around it. I'm not going to watch any of her videos, by the way. But, from the looks of it and from what people say in forums, that's basically what she does. She's been in this game for a long, long time. Looks to be good. And when all of this happened, the first question that popped to my mind that, hey, maybe I'm just a feminist. That's why I thought about it. I thought that, who could use some popularity, who could use a little bit of clout, who could use a little bit of exposure? The F1 Academy drivers. No one knows about them. No one knows about these chicks. And the reason is because Formula One and the FIA are not doing a good enough job to promote them, to give them some media time, some attention. And when a lady comes in, Amelia Dimoldenberg, and she is learning how to drive. It's not like she is training to be a racing driver or taking tips about, something that only the best in the world should teach. If Amelia Dimoldenberg came to learn how she can take a corner in the most efficient way or make overtakes on the highway while, traveling at 150 miles an hour or something like that, then okay, go to Oscar Piastri, go to Oliver Bearman. They're the best in the world in this type of things, and they will give you a few tips and tricks. But you are learning how to drive. In the Passenger Princess series, Amelia learns how to drive from the best drivers in the world, and certainly the F1 Academy drivers can teach it. The F1 Academy drivers are certainly good enough, qualified enough, skilled enough, learned enough to teach Amelia how to drive a stick shift or an automatic or an electric, like whatever it is. I am 100% sure that they can do that. However, Amelia Dimoldenberg chooses unfeminism, I guess. Like, is there a word for unfeminism? Patriarchy. So Amelia Dimoldenberg is a right-wing fascist who chooses the patriarchy, and instead of using her platform as a place to celebrate women in motorsports and give them exposure, she didn't do any of that. She is learning how to drive in the Passenger Princess series, learning how to drive. And again, if she was learning something motorsport specific, such as how to take a midfield Formula 1 car from P20 to P10 in Bahrain, then okay, go ahead, take some tips from Oliver Bearman. Alright, I can totally understand that. When taking some tips like how to win in a race where there is always some drama happening with the title contenders, you can go ahead and talk with George Russell, because that's what George Russell specializes in. Every time George Russell had a victory, something other happens and all of the media attention goes to that. Nobody fucking cares about George Russell's win anymore. His first ever win in Formula 1, 2022 Brazil, Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen had a collision. And that's one of the key things that people remember. Like, if you go to Formula 1's YouTube channel, the thumbnail of that video, Russell's first ever victory, is a collision between Hamilton and Verstappen. That's insane. So if you want to learn how to get your thunder stolen on your best days, go and talk to George Russell. You know, he's the perfect guy. When you want to learn how to beat your Formula 1 teammate who has 4 years more experience than you, then you go talk to Oscar Piastri. Because Oscar Piastri has been in F1 for 3 years. This is his 3rd year in F1. And Lando Norris has been in this game for 7 years. Amelia Dimoldenberg's YouTube channel is 11 years. That's even longer than that. So anyway, the point is, Amelia is sexist, patriarchal, far-right, fascist, who does not want to celebrate women and their achievements, especially in male-dominated fields like motorsports, where women have been a victim of the past, is what I'm trying to say. And look, if we don't get up and speak about the issues that are affecting modern society, then nobody will. We have to take it upon us to fight for the ones who don't have a voice and whose voice has been historically trampled by people like Amelia. She had a golden opportunity. Is like, you know what? I'm a lady who is, I don't know how old she is, but she looks like old enough, probably like, I don't know, late 20s, whatever. She's like, okay, I want to learn how to drive. I don't need to go and talk to Formula 1 drivers. Someone from the F1 Academy grid will help me. And also, like, from a logistical standpoint, the F1 Academy makes more sense because Oscar Piastri is certainly busy. He has a title fight on his hands. Since the last 3 races, he has lost points to Lando Norris and Max Verstappen. That's some serious shit. He must be wanting some time off to himself to think things through, just sit down, just let the nerves calm down and do nothing. But that didn't happen. And Oliver Bearman, he is under less pressure, but at the same time, he does not need the exposure anymore. Like, he is a driver from Ferrari Academy. He made his debut in 2024 in Jeddah, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and he outperformed Lewis Hamilton, which is very interesting to see. Anyway, he is the first driver to score points in 2 different teams in a single Formula 1 season. He did it with Ferrari, he did it with Haas. That's how talented Oliver Bearman is, and his performance, if you compare it with Esteban Ocon, is amazing, and he's proving that day by day, and he definitely does not need more PR shite on his hands. George Russell doesn't even have a contract for the following season. So if anyone who needs to be left alone, it's him. And also, the drivers that I have mentioned, Oscar Piastri, Oliver Behrman, and George Russell, these are all English-speaking drivers. 2 of them are from England. Amelia is from England. George Russell is from Australia, which is, again, an English-speaking nation. So I'm seeing a little bit of discrimination. So she is also a racist. Amelia Dimoldenberg, on top of being sexist, right-wing, fascist, patriarchal female, she is also racist. She is also discriminatory. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. She is discriminatory towards drivers who do not speak English or don't have English as their native language. And this is insane revelations. We cannot ignore it. The FIA is hiring racist and sexist and patriarchal and right-wing and basically like a discriminating person, and she has power and authority to give exposure to Formula One Academy. And this is only the second year of Formula One Academy. Not a lot of people in the world know about this, and they don't have a lot of coverage on TV. They have fewer races. They have, those drivers, relatively, if you compare Formula One drivers, they have less time, not less time, like more time on their hands. Their cars are not that complicated. They don't have to go through like complex technical stuff, like all those things. They could be more friendly in terms of like creating content, and overall it could be even better. But no, Amelia Dimoldenberg, because she hates women, basically. At this point, you cannot just hide and dance around the fact that Amelia Dimoldenberg, as successful and talented and hardworking and resilient and all those things that she is, her success shows that. And again, I haven't watched any of her videos and I won't. But still, like, just basically looking at the numbers, I can say that she's all those things. But at the same time, on top of that, definitely she needs to learn about feminism. She needs to learn about what the ladies gave up back in the day, so that chicks like her today can have the rights that she has. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.